You're watching TCTV News, your only source for news and entertainment on campus.
Royal Caribbean Cruise Line had an outbreak on one of their ships. Explorer of the Seas has reported that out of the 3,050 passengers aboard, almost 700 had to be confined to their rooms. The doctor on board the ship states that all of the symptoms point to norovirus. The Center for Disease Control said that this could be the worst outbreak of norovirus on a cruise ship in more than 20 years. The ship was on a 10-day Caribbean cruise when it had to cut the trip short and dock in New Jersey. Royal Caribbean is providing all the guests on board a 50% refund and a 50% discount on their next cruise fare.
After the tragic Oklahoma tornadoes of last year, ABC reports that a local elementary school teacher named her son after one of the students that died in the tragedy. Jennifer Doanne Rogers named her son Nicholas after a student she was trying to protect from the wall that collapsed in her classroom. In an interview with ABC News, Nicholas's father said he was honored, but it was still hard for him to talk about losing his only child. Jennifer was the last person to see his little boy alive. Rogers is still recovering from the injuries she suffered, and the elementary school where she plans to resume teaching is being rebuilt.
According to USA Today, a U.S. reporter must leave China by Thursday. Authorities have confirmed that there is no tolerance for foreign news organizations exposing tremendous wealth gathered by the close relatives of the top Communist Party leader. Reporter Austin Ramsey will fly out of China because he has violated these visa rules. Peter Ford told USA Today, "These technical arguments are disingenuous. The visa rules are unclear and have not been applied to foreign correspondents." Ramsey is not the first reporter that was asked to leave China.
Feel the rhythm, feel the rhyme. Sochi, it's bobsled time. Cool runnings. The Jamaican bobsled team is back after a 12-year break and has officially qualified for the 2014 Winter Olympics in Sochi. The team had to overcome some financial issues and has been reduced to a two-man team from a four-man team, which could either help or hinder their performance.
With the weather reaching temperatures below 0 degrees this past month, many have experienced the harsh conditions on the road. A Mercer County woman has died in a car crash that occurred right outside of Greenville. Even with PennDOT and local workers clearing the roads, multiple car crashes have still occurred because of this ice. Here are some tips to winter weather driving. Drive a little slower than usual, try not to take any back roads that might not have yet been plowed, and limit your travel as best you can. If an accident occurs, make sure you dial 911 for help.
Republicans claim that the Texas Democrat candidate for governor failed to clarify some facts about her life in order to appeal to Democrats. Republicans accuse Democrat Wendy Davis of lying to voters, exaggerating hardship, and abandoning her child to further her career. They also claim that some facts are unclear, like when she was divorced, how long she raised her child in a trailer, and her mother's education level. At a dinner sponsored by the Travis County Democratic Party on Tuesday, Davis defended her character and spoke out about the criticism. Davis is running to be the first Democratic governor of Texas since 1995.
South Korea's Choco Pie has surprised and pleased the North Korean people. The first time the South Korea factory owner watched his North Korean employees nibble on Choco Pies, they appeared shocked and even overwhelmed. Choco Pies are two disc-shaped, chocolate-covered cakes sandwiching a rubbery layer of marshmallow cream. These cakes are delicious, cost less than 50 cents, and are full of empty calories. But on the other side of the Korean border, the snacks are viewed as exotic and highly prized treats, selling on North Korea's black market for as much as $10, according to analysts.
Shakespeare's famous quote, "To be or not to be," was a common phrase heard around Teal campus last Thursday. Students across the region were given the opportunity to take part in Teal's first ever Shakespeare Festival. The festival took place in the William A. Robinson Theater, where students showcased their talents during monologues, small scenes, and large assembly pieces. The Teal players conducted small workshops in the afternoon to teach students the basics of theater. The festival ended with an award ceremony and feedback from chosen theater respondents.
Suspected Boko Haram militants opened fire on a village market and burned homes in the northeastern Nigerian state of Borno late Sunday, killing at least 45 people and injuring 26 others, the state police commissioner says. A witness, Merchant Isa Ibrahim, said the attacks initially pretended to be traders at the market. He said it appeared bombs were used in the attacks, possibly planted ahead of time. Boko Haram is an Islamist militant group that has waged a campaign of violence in northeastern Nigeria. Borno is one of 3 states in northeastern Nigeria that has been under a state of emergency since May. On Wednesday, 2 Norwegian politicians suggested that former National Security Agency contractor Edward Snowden deserves positive recognition by nominating him for the Nobel Peace Prize. Attorney General Holder said there is no doubt that the actions of Edward Snowden may have damaged the security interests of several nations in the short term. We do not necessarily condone or support all of his disclosures. We are, however, convinced that the public debate and changes in policy that have followed in the wake of Snowden's whistleblowing has contributed to a more peaceful, stable world order. Typically, nominees are kept secret for the Nobel Prize. However, some names are disclosed by eligible nominators. This year's winner will be announced on October 10th.
Someone has stolen one small, round gold container from the papacy in Rome. The container contains the blood of the late Pope John Paul II. Investigators are in place to search for the relic. The investigators believe that this was the only item stolen. The sanctuary was closed Friday and Saturday due to bad weather and is still closed until further investigations take place. There are no further details available for this story at this time. Now let's take a look at what's happening in the world of entertainment.
The 56th Annual Grammy Awards were held on January 26, broadcasted on CBS. LL Cool J took the Staples Center stage in Los Angeles to host the award show. Many winners seemed to be expected, such as Macklemore and Ryan Lewis taking Best New Artist, and Daft Punk's Get Lucky taking Record of the Year. But up-and-comer musical artist Lorde seemed to shake things up. The 17-year-old swept 2 categories, Best Pop Solo Performance and Song of the Year with her song Royals. Having only spent 3 months on the charts, it will be interesting to see what 2014 will hold for this young and talented artist.
As we all may know, Justin Bieber has done it again. The 19-year-old pop star has found himself in legal trouble once more. Bieber was charged for a DUI and also drag racing a rented yellow Lamborghini in Miami, just a week before he went to Panama for some rest and relaxation. Today, Bieber was rushing to get to the Panama International Airport to get out of town. A source told Entertainment News that Justin is not letting all the negative media get him down, that he is doing okay right now and he's with his family and friends.
2014 already seems to be a promising year for film releases. This could be a very profitable and exciting year for movie fans because of the amount of the movies that will be released. Comedian Kevin Hart is set to release his second movie of the year on Valentine's Day with About Last Night. Other anticipated films consist of Monuments Men, RoboCop, Transformers 4, Age of Extinction, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The movies marked for this year's release definitely look promising.
As if Miley Cyrus isn't big enough already, she decided to pair up with pop legend Madonna. The 2 stars performed together for the first time at the taping of Miley's Unplugged session in Hollywood. Both of the girls wore Western-inspired outfits. Madonna wore a black and white, and Miley wore blue denim studded and sequin clothing. Miley stated, "That was cool, guys. It sounds super lame, but as a pop star, it's pretty cool performing with Madonna."
Every Saturday through movie previews that felt like it lasted for an eternity, or saw a great movie trailer and found out it will not be out in theaters for over a year. Movie previews might be changing sooner than later. The National Association of Theater Owners issued new guidelines aimed at shortening movie previews. The new guidelines will go into effect October 1st, 2015, and will keep previews under 2 minutes. This also seems that movies will not be released more than 150 days prior to a film's release date. These guidelines should make a trip to the movies a little quicker for everyone.
This year's Super Bowl halftime show will be an exciting one, as Bruno Mars is set to link up with Red Hot Chili Peppers for this performance. This may seem like an unlikely pair, but Bruno Mars wanted to include the Red Hot Chili Peppers last year. Beyonce provided the Super Bowl halftime entertainment. In mid-performance, she brought out her former Destiny's Child group mates Kelly Rowland and Michelle Williams for a reunion. Bruno Mars and the Red Hot Chili Peppers will have to bring their best to top last year's show.
After what most would consider an inappropriate post-game rant by Richard Sherman, Beats Audio has reached out to this Seattle Seahawks star for a new commercial to advertise their popular headphones. The new Beats commercial will feature Richard Sherman being asked stereotypical and offensive questions by reporters before putting on his Beats headphones and tuning out the interviewers. The commercial will push the theme of hearing what you want to hear. Although many athletes and stars have appeared in Beats Audio commercials, Richard Sherman's may be the most realistic considering the recent events.
The Sundance Film Festival took place last week in Park City, Utah. Over 12,000 entries marked this as a record high for the festival since 1981. New to the festival was Sundance Kids category. This section aims to introduce and inspire the next generation of independent filmmakers. It is the first category dedicated entirely to children's films. Other respectable categories includes U.S. and World Grand Jury Prizes, Directing Awards, Editing Awards, Cinematography Awards, and Short Film Awards.
This has been a treacherous week for the music industry with the arrest of several musicians. The rapper Young Jeezy had been arrested for the second time in less than 3 weeks. His real name, Jay Wayne Jenkins, turned himself in early, allegedly for beating his son while threatening his life. This past Tuesday, the rapper was arrested for cursing at police officers for refusing to say his name correctly. It seems Young Jeezy has some life-changing decisions to make this year.
That's all we have for entertainment. Let's go to Bree and Evan to see what's going on with sports.
The most watched American television program is This Weekend. Super Bowl Sunday is right around the corner, and two evenly matched teams will go head-to-head at the MetLife Stadium. The Seattle Seahawks versus the Denver Broncos. Everyone is wondering if Seattle has what it takes to put a stop to Peyton Manning's high-powered offense. Other attractions to tune in for are halftime events and, of course, the commercials. This year, Bruno Mars will be performing at halftime. Commercial hype has already started as Bud Light has introduced its new Whatever Is Coming campaign.
Former Detroit Lions running back Javid Best is suing the National Football League helmet maker Rydell and Easterbell Sports over concussions. Best, who is a former first-round draft pick for the Lions in 2010, is now out of the league due to multiple concussions. Best suffered multiple concussions in college at California, but the NFL still let him become a draft pick. Best also joined the NFL when there were multiple changes made in the concussion policies. Best also has a workman's compensation claim pending at the University of California.
Tuesday afternoon at a mandatory Super Bowl media session, Seattle Seahawks star running back Marshawn Lynch answered questions for nearly 6.5 minutes before backing away from the questions. Wednesday morning, Lynch was at it again. He lasted less than 7 minutes again and literally climbed over chairs to get away from reporters. Lynch was already sporting a negative attitude by wearing headphones, but really let the media know he did not want to be there by stating, "I'm just here so I don't get fined."
Chipper Jones, even though retired from baseball, goes out in the blizzard to save former teammate Freddie Freeman. Freeman was trapped on the frozen Atlanta interstate along with thousands of others. After Jones read a tweet Freeman had sent out about being stuck, he jumped into action by driving his four-wheeler to rescue his teammate on his four-wheeler. After Freeman finally got home, 11 hours later, he tweeted, "Thank goodness for real CJ10. Saved me on a wheeler." Jones replied with, "He hugged me the whole way home."
After previous incidents regarding pitchers being struck in the head by baseballs and resulting in serious injury, the MLB committee approved a new padded cap that will provide more protection for the pitchers. However, multiple players have expressed concern that this piece of equipment will hinder their ability and performance on the field. Chris Young of the Nationals said, "Look, if there's something out there that meets the safety standards and is not going to hinder performance, guys will wear it. If you're uncomfortable with what you're wearing out there, it's going to take away from your performance on the field." Further tests and modifications continue for this recently approved protective cap.
Sunday's outdoor hockey game at Yankee Stadium was not up to par, according to veteran New Jersey Devils goalie Martin Brodeur. "It was the worst ice I've ever played on in my entire 21 years in the league. The area spanned from both the third and first base foul lines. The awkward horizontal position of the rink allowed the direction of the wind to blow the snow directly on the top of the players, causing the snow to freeze. This resulted in an uneven playing surface and made it tough to maintain throughout the game. There was also a bright glare from the snow, which made it difficult for players to locate the puck during the game.
Next month's World Golf Championships Accenture match play in Arizona will be missing a huge piece. Sources say Tiger Woods will be missing out on one of golf's biggest tournaments. Woods recently has been saying how the long PGA Tour season can take its toll on the body, and that he will be better managing his schedule in 2014. In the past, in this tournament, Woods has failed to make it past the second round in the last 4 appearances he has made. After this, he's expected to play in the Honda Classic on February 27th, which begins his campaign for the Masters, which he hasn't won since 2005.
Doug McDermott has been lighting up college basketball for his whole career. It was not until Tuesday night that he scored his season high with 39 points. McDermott hit big shot after big shot to lead his team to victory. In the last seconds of the game, McDermott made the game-winning three-point shot to lift Creighton over St. John's 63-60. During this game, McDermott moved into 18th place in NCAA history with 2 741 career points and counting. He is one of the frontrunners to win the Wooden Award.
All right, well, that's all we have from sports. We're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, it's weather with Ronell.
And here's our weather for today. Right now we're looking at 6 degrees. 6 degrees with a dew point of -7. Humidity at 54%. Wind mile going up to about 15 miles per hour coming from the west, southwest area. We're also looking right here at our current temperatures. We see in our current temperatures as we're looking somewhere around this western region, we are going to be at about 50 degrees to 42 degrees. We look a bit lower. We come down to Florida. Florida is doing fabulous right now. 68 degrees, 77 degrees. A lot of people wish they were down there, just don't have the opportunity. We actually come up here, we see still low. We're still low in that region, 12, 16 degrees. The high right now that I'm looking at right now is about 22 degrees. So slowly moving up in the temperatures. We come over here to our radar. To our radar, you would see that actually on this side right here, we have some snow coming from our western region, coming from the Cleveland area. Cleveland will most likely be hit first. So just make sure you guys have your boots. Make sure you have any type of snow apparel that you need to put on. As we see that we'll have some snow coming in from the west, particularly coming to right across Cleveland, Akron, onto Pittsburgh. So just make sure that all you guys are prepared for that as well. Also, over to our current temperatures, as we see right here, somewhere around that Salt Mary area, we have 11 degrees, Marquette, 10 degrees. We come over here, New York City, 21 degrees, Philadelphia, 19 degrees. Doing not too bad right now, pretty much stalemating as it's been doing these last couple of days. So just make sure you guys are ready, just in case there's any type of inclination in the temperatures or any type of decline. Make sure you're prepared for all occasions. Okay, over to right now. What's going on right now is 12 degrees. 12 degrees. Not too much to be afraid of. It's mostly sunny. A tad bit of a breeze as we have some wind. About 5 to 15 miles per hour the most coming from southwest. On to our 7-day forecast. Wednesday and Thursday. We're going to be going from 12 up to 25 with a low. First starting at 3 going up to 23. Friday and Saturday, want you guys to be a little bit precaution right there. We will have some snow coming in. Actually inclines from 30 to 60%. Going to a high from Saturday at 38 degrees to the lowest of 22 degrees. Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. Right there, we see Super Bowl Sunday, partly cloudy. So any type of Seahawks fans, any type of Broncos fans, you guys are okay even if you go out to the game. We're looking around this area, 26 degrees with a low of 11 degrees. And Monday and Tuesday, completely clear skies, clear skies. As we're going from 29 degrees to a low of at the lowest on Monday and Tuesday, 14 degrees. Once again, thank you for tuning in to TCTV News Weather. This is Ronell Hunt. Back to you guys at the desk.
What better way to end your day than by hearing a story about a random act of kindness? In Iran, A little schoolboy named Mahan Rahami was being bullied for losing his hair due to chemotherapy treatment. Once the little boy's teacher heard of his students being bullied, the teacher then shaved his head to support Mahan. Not only did the teacher shave his head, but he also inspired 20 more of Mahan's classmates to shave their heads too, in support of Mahan. Random acts of kindness like this can go a long way to make someone's day just a little bit better. What will your random act of kindness be? Well, that's all we have time for on this edition of TCTV News. I'm Amy Mallinger.
And I'm Colin Vitale. Thanks for joining us.